Not long after the warden deprived us of his company, I got a postcard in the mail. It was blank, but the postmark said Fort Hancock, Texas. Fort Hancock, right on the border. That's where Andy crossed. When I picture him heading south in his own car with the top down, it always makes me laugh. Andy Dufresne, who crawled through a river of shit and came out clean on the other side. Andy Dufresne, headed for the Pacific.
100 for 100. This is a podcast where I take 100 movies. I think everyone should watch at least once. At least once. If you're going to be watching movies out there, watch these at least once. Don't be caught off guard, all right? At the water cooler, sitting around, and all of a sudden they bring up X movie, and you're like, oh, that was number 17 on 100 for 100. That's because I got you. And I ranked them from 100 to 1 for you. I did it for you listening right now. Yes, you. You, of whatever gender you identify with, sir or ma'am. Him or her, she or he, or they, or that. I did it for all y'all. Yesterday's was a classic. Back to the 50s. Rear Window. Directed by Alfred Hitchcock. If you've never checked out Rear Window, man, I don't know. What are you doing with your life? What do you do with yourself all day long? Check it out. Today is number 11 on the list. Oh, boy. We're getting into the good shit, man. We're just outside the top 10. Tomorrow's winner gets real. We got Shawshank Redemption. 1994, directed by Frank Darabont of The Walking Dead fame. Let's get into this 100-word review for Shawshank Redemption. Check it out. The movie that made Morgan Freeman a star. The movie that thrust Tim Robbins into the spotlight and cemented the career of writer-director Frank Darabont. The story of Andy Dufresne, imprisoned over the span of decades for a crime he didn't commit. The Shawshank Redemption is possibly the best adaptation of a Stephen King story to date. A film about hope, about perseverance, and ultimately about growth and change. It strikes an oddly perfect balance between desperation and levity. Tim Robbins' easygoing nature, matched with Freeman's charm, give the pair some of the best chemistry Hollywood has ever seen. This was in theaters last September, I do believe it was, and I took full advantage of going to watch Shawshank Redemption. It's so good, man. Just seeing someone locked down, incarcerated for decades on end to their soul breaks. It's crazy to see, man. Especially if you did not commit said crime, like Tim Robbins' Andy Dufresne does. I think he has his. I think he gets his plan fairly early on in his incarceration, and I'll be damned if he wasn't single-minded as all hell, doing everything he could to accomplish his goal, outsmarting everybody, having to outlast William Sadler in his attacks. I could be a friend to you. Morgan Freeman, man, this is what put Morgan Freeman on the map, right? When everyone is making fun of Morgan Freeman speaking, this is the movie that they're talking about. This slow, easygoing drawl. He's finally just accepted his lot in life, and this is what I am. I've become institutionalized, and it's who I've become. And Brooks was just as institutionalized as Red Reddington was. And Brooks just couldn't handle it on the outside. Working at the grocery store, it just drove him nuts, man. He finally just took his own life, man. And that's what Red was afraid of. I can't make it out there, Andy. But Pearl's like, good job, Negro. Here you go. Rubber stamps and send him on his way. The whole escape, man, through 100 yards of shit and came out clean on the other side. That's perseverance at its finest. Perseverance, dedication, and staying the course is what this movie is about. And keeping a cool head during all of that. This is the movie that, look, if Highlander didn't put Clancy Brown on your map, then this certainly should have put Clancy Brown on your map. If not this, then I can't help you. Clancy Brown is a phenomenal actor in both those movies, especially this one. That dude is just, you always got he's the henchman, right? The warden is the real villain in all this. But man, I'm far, far more scared of Clancy Brown than I am the warden. The warden's crooked. That's a trope that happens, but it still plays so deliciously here that is good to go. Rita Hayworth in Shawshank Redemption. If you haven't read the Stephen King joint, I suggest you do that as well. Tim Robbins is just so laconic in this role, so lackadaisical, just so chill pretty much the entire time. It's weird to connect with a character like that, but somehow he just makes it work. That's that easygoing affability, man. This is what endears you to that character. My man is just level-headed all the way through. Frank Darabont's direction and Frank Darabont's writing in this is top-notch. A1. It's never better. I think this is Frank Darabont's best work ever. So if you've not seen Shawshank Redemption, look, these last few movies we got coming out, man. Just get your life together. That's all I can say. Get your life together and go watch number 11 on our list, The Shawshank Redemption.